maybe just for the imagined audience, this is the session 0 for the Apocalypse Keys quarterly, and from now on, we just pretend that there's nobody recording. We'll just talk like normal. Hi, all of you. Maybe we can start with a little introductory round, since I haven't played with Shane so far, but you've been around the hearth much longer than I have, so I feel like we know one another, but we don't actually. I'm Dominic. I've been with the hearth since January of 24, and I don't. I don't know. I didn't introduce any icebreaker questions. Let's just say what led you to be here. And for me, it was that we have this game request channel where people can just request games. And Shane requested Apocalypse Keys, among other games. And I've been wanting to run a Carved by Brindlewood type game, although I know Apocalypse Keys is not really Carved by Brindlewood, but it is in the neighborhood. And so I figured, that's a great excuse to finally put one on the calendar. So that's why I'm here. Let's go clockwise the way I see it. Sina, hi. Who are you and why are you here?
Hi, I'm Sina, they, them. I have no memory when I joined the open house, but it's not too long ago. I think it was possibly due to Dominic's invitation in a different server, which is also the reason why I'm here. Dominic told me about running this game because I started running a public access campaign, and he just invited me basically. And I'd listened to an actual play of Apocalypse Keys a while ago and thought it was great, and and it's just fun to maybe get to play more of a monstrous entity of some kind, which I have not done so far. So that's me.
Okay, thank you. And Shane?
I'm Shane. I use they, them pronouns. I'm here for, I guess, the opposite of the reason that Dominic is here, or the sort of converse, that you offered to run the game for me after I asked if someone would. So I'm really happy about that. I've run it a couple of times. I'm excited to get to play it. I like, being a weird gay monster with big emotions, and that's what I'm here for.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And Kevin?
I'm here because it's a game running in my time zone that I can actually do with the parental responsibilities. I've been a member of the Open Hearth for years, but I really get to play these days because I'm now a father for an autistic child, and I don't get many opportunities to go out and play. So I'm really looking forward to this. I've been wanting to play Apocalypse Keys ever since it's been released. I've been in several good games with Dom already, so I'm really looking forward to this.
Well, knowing that Saturday mornings are particularly good for you, Gerwin, maybe I'll keep that in my back pocket because I always enjoy playing with you. As like with everybody here, I'm really stoked about this particular constellation. We have our safety sheet, of course. Let me just quickly go over our, for the hearth, a fairly standard set of safety sheets. There's nothing surprising here, but it's still important to say it. We have, of course, our lines and veils. There's quite a long list. I apologize for that. But I thought instead of doing this like standard list, I'll try to be more specific to this game. Go through it at your own leisure. It's a living document. You can always add and change things. I will come back to it before we start our first mystery. And if you change something in between, maybe it's a good idea to let people know, because I will for sure, as again, read it out at the beginning. I hope I remember doing it the first 2 or 3 sessions, but it will fall by the wayside eventually, as it always does. But that doesn't mean that at that point it's not a relevant or interesting document anymore. It's just that by that point we will have heard it a few times, and I would just assume that nothing changes. If something changes, please tell me. We have, of course, also the safety Romance matrix, where you can tell us if and what kind of Romance you want to play. And we have also the X card, which is a point where you just say if there's anything really happening that you're not comfortable with, just say X, or I'm Xing this. Sometimes people say like do the X into the screen, which I find not that ideal, because that depends on everybody looking at the screen in that moment. Just say it, because everybody's listening all the time. And then we will stop what we're doing, do something else. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to justify why you're Xing anything. It's just helpful to tell people what specifically you're Xing, so we don't need to. So we don't do it again. Mm-hmm. And of course, as I said earlier, it can totally happen that in the course of the game you notice that you're actually not comfortable with something happening that you should have aligned or veiled beforehand. Then you can just do that. It's a living document. It's not a problem at all. And somebody just added something to the lines and veils document, which is also exactly the way it is supposed to go. Very good. And the third safety feature we have at the Open Hearth standard is the open door, which means that if for any reason you need to step away from the game, you can just do that. You're not forced to be here. It is your free time. You should use it in the way that is the best for you. Also, if something happens in the game that just, just touches you in a way where you think you can't really focus on the game for the rest of the evening, but also you don't really want to share that with others, that's also perfect reason to go like, hey, I'm noping out, If I, as the GM, so sometimes, just something that I want to tell you beforehand, sometimes my internet connection gets a bit spotty. And if that happens, and then it just needs like 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes to just get in gear again. If that happens, just play without me or have a break. And I will be back. I will be back in like 10 minutes and we can continue. But you're all adults. You don't really need me. You can play by yourselves. So don't wait for me if my internet fritzes out. And of course, I will play with one player. Or 2 players. So if you're ill, don't feel guilty for open dooring a game. And sometimes I get sick too, and that's why I always plan with a few more sessions than I actually plan to run. And lastly, in terms of safety features, one that I like is and I always forget its name. But the idea is that we imagine a remote control and we can slow down, which means we know that we are in a territory that might get dicey, but we don't want to outright throw the X card. So we go, hey, let's slow down here. We can go on playing the way we are, but we should be very carefully because we are, coming into uncomfortable territory. Script change. Thank you, Sina. That's what it's called. And part of that is also that we can fast forward stuff, which is similar to the X card, that we go like, okay, we get what's happening here. We don't need to dwell on it. Let's just go to the next scene. I think that is it so far for the safety features, unless somebody wants to add something. There are more parts to the script change, I know, but these are the two that I find most helpful and the two that come to mind right now. Okay. So then the next bit is, of course, the cats, the concept, aim, tone, and subject matter. And I just noticed that I filled them out in my own character keeper, but I will take the ones I have on our playable game description and read through what I wrote about that 2-3 months ago. The concept. Apocalypse Keys is a game about monsters, friendships, big feelings, and the end of the world. You play a monster of apocalyptic power and deep destructive urges, trying to be better than their worst instincts and maybe find friendship, love, redemption. Oh, and also avert one or several apocalypses, some maybe of their own making. The aim is, on a character level, you will try to navigate your own complex feelings, desires, and relationships, while also holding the apocalypses at bay, the ones within and the ones without. On a player level, I would invite you to take the game serious on its own terms. Your characters are messy and they have dark urges. Each playbook is openly in the text associated with forms of self-harm or abuse. Your social bonds are what keeps you from fully giving into them, but they are not to be ignored, they being the urges. If it gets too heavy, we always have our safety tools. Your characters are apocalyptic monsters in their own right. I invite you to conceptualize and play them accordingly. Go big, go bold. The rules text suggests not to do double book playbooks, but it explicitly invites you to take moves from other playbooks. So don't get territorial about it. And the tone is big, apocalyptic, tragic, tender, loud, vulnerable, queer, anti-colonialist. Subject matter is abuse and self-harm, messy urges and unhealthy coping mechanisms, friendship and love, interpersonal violence. With all that heavy stuff, of course, we need to be especially careful and caring with one another. This is what I came up with in terms of concept, aim, tone, and subject matter. Is there anything you would like to add to that or change? Then lastly, there are two things that I think are worth talking about with Apocalypse Keys, and one of them is the, let's call it the monstrous visibility meter, because I find the text is a bit less than clear about what that actually looks like in our shared fiction. So I think on one end of that meter would be stuff like Apocalypse, where Supernatural, where every demon and god and monster looks like a human. And on the other end would be stuff like Hellboy, which is obviously the main reference, or like superhero attacks like Ghost Rider, which is the obvious inspiration for one of the playbooks, where really obviously unnatural or supernatural looking people are walking the earth and nobody is batting an eye. Where do we feel comfortable in that spectrum? Like, how much do we want to be visibly different, be a part of the text? And keeping in mind that of course is a very handy metaphor for like queerness in general, right? Like, how much do you as players want to be othered by the way you look, by the game world? How much do you want passing to be a theme to explore?
I'm happy if other people want something else, but I like the idea that the monsters are really weird looking.
Mm-hmm. How would you like the world to react to them being very weird looking?
Yes, good question. More flexible. I don't have a very strong preference, I guess. Well, I was considering taking the Division move where you're a popular celebrity, so I guess I assume that that the world is okay with it.
Okay, so we're more in True Blood territory here. where the vampires are out of the coffin.
I'm fine with that. I favour more the Hellboy end of things rather than supernatural or grim.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives a lot more opportunity for interesting descriptions and the like, and I'm all for that.
Yeah, I didn't really want to weigh in also all that much because I haven't really played myself.
That's okay.
I'm fine with either, and I think, but I don't know all of the references apart from what was it, Hellboy and True Blood. But I was just thinking, yeah, basically, I agree. It's nice when you look weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess if you're saying, like, for example, True Blood territory, right? It's yeah, the vampires are out of the coffin, but also there are people who might not be too happy about it, right? It's kind of like it's a debate and whatever. Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So you can look as weird as you want. We don't have to think of any in terms of to phrase it with World of Darkness terms of any masquerade protecting mechanisms. And the world is more or less okay with you being visibly non-human. Okay. And what was the other one that I wanted to talk about? Oh yeah, but that is more one where So the other one is that in Apocalypse Keys in the text there is this strong tendency to go very off the page, so to speak, like where you have talking books, parasitic and interdimensional libraries that latch onto our headquarters. There I would like, just because just following my own sensibilities, I would take a step back from that and go in a more grounded direction, where we can totally be, like Hellboy is a good anchoring point. What to me is not a good anchoring point, or anchoring point that I'm not as interested in exploring, is Doctor Who, who's also totally an Omen class monster. But it's a bit too out there for me, to be honest. But I'm aiming for a more like realistic, grounded tone, if that's okay with everybody. Cool thing about this book is that it has a description of how to run your first session, which I'm just following, seeing where it leads me. Now we have 40 to 70 minutes, according to the book, for creating characters. I already heard that Shane and Gavin have made decisions, or at least have favorites in terms of their playbooks. What was that again? It was the Shade, right?
The Shade was my first choice.
I'm looking at the Betrayed.
Mm-hmm. Sina, have you had time to look through the playbooks?
Given that I haven't, I shall be ignoring those two while looking at them.
That's a good idea.
Try and catch up. This is like being in school without having done your homework. But yeah.
Oh, don't worry about it. Sina, just a little hint there. The book, the core book, is ordered from the easiest to grasp playbook to the hardest. And the suggestion for players who have never played Apocalypse Keys before is just to take the Summoned. The Summoned is basically Hellboy, if that's okay with you.
Okay, and of course, because I'm not somebody who likes to just take advice without having read it myself, I would still like to.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm sorry. I think
all
that's
good.
The authoritarian streak.
No. Just some helpful advice. You take whatever you want. Then maybe we can already start with Gerwin, because Gerwin had the strongest preference, and just quickly talk through your playbook. Then we do Shane, and then we do Sina. So you wanted to do the betrayed, and I see you already have a name in there.
Yes. Neo Drathru.
Drachru, okay. A name that was chosen for my rebirth. Do you already have? I mean, it's always this, play to find out. So you don't have to have any ideas what any of that means right now.
Oh, I have a full idea of the character background.
Mhm.
I was originally a part of a group of druids that were trying to return Wales and return Britain to its druidic roots. And as part of that, we summoned the Lord of the Welsh Underworld. We were offered a chance to save our people, to help bring everything back, but one of us had to be sacrificed, and my coven betrayed me. They basically dragged me under the knife and killed me. And in that moment, I was reborn as one of the Hounds of the Wild Hunt. And my first act of judgment was to judge them for their betrayal. So yes, Nia is basically is a dead body with the spirit of one of the Hounds of the Wild Hunt of Celtic mythology riding it.
Nice. Okay, so your origin is I made a deal with the devil to save the one I loved most and was in turn betrayed by love. Is that just the one that you think fits best, or is that actually a good fit? Like from the drop down? Because we can also edit the drop down.
I got inspiration for the story from that, but like I say,
cool.
I've tweaked it slightly.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I made a deal with the devil to bring my people. Well, I made a deal with a Lord of the Underworld to bring my people back to their roots.
Oh, the ones you love most. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and as I was betrayed by my group and was betrayed by my coven and judged them and sent
Very
them
cool.
on their way.
Do we already have an idea as to what time frame we are talking about here?
I think this was during the Second World War.
Okay. Yeah, very cool. Okay, now we can choose your look. You can choose between 1 and 3 of these look items, which are eyes rendered hollow by a promise left unfilled, loud and garish clothing that announces my intentions, a cocky smile that belies a bitter truth, an ever-moving cloak that hides how little of my soul remains, a symbol of my station in life that has fused with my flesh, scars I came by in place of those who named me their savior, and a truly monstrous form that reveals itself in the face of evil, and lastly, something that hints at my struggle to be human. What's your choice, Nia?
I think I've got to have the scars from where my heart was cut out and offered to. So I think there's a large scar and a large wound that's constantly weeping that runs down her breast and down her chest, where her heart was ripped out from her body. Literally and figuratively, as the point is. I think that she still wears the cloak and the garb that she had on at the time. So I'm going to take the ever-moving cloak.
Oh, very cool.
And I think because I was one of the priestess, I had a diadem, a little tiara headdress type thing that's now physically bonded to my brow.
Mm-hmm.
But apart from all that, I look human.
Okay.
And clammy and not entirely healthy.
Very cool.
But one of my moves is one of the powers of darkness I have is transformation powered by vengeance.
Mm-hmm.
So she will literally transform into a monstrous hound as and when, and I think those features actually carry over to the hound itself when she's in her transformed form.
Yeah, cool. And you picked Cosmic Senses and Insight as your second power?
That's right. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's going into actually the hound's ability to track and to pick up on things and to actually track down the souls of those that need to be returned to the underworld.
Very cool. So what does the darkness demand of you?
2 seconds.
Hmm.
The darkness demands that I become a tool of this this lord, the lord that we called Oberyn.
Mm-hmm.
So the darkness is constantly demanding that I return to him and actually cast his judgment on the world and return soul and send souls to the correct afterlife based on the needs.
Yeah, very cool. And what is the second demand that the darkness has of you?
I didn't realize I got 2.
Yeah, you'd have to.
Oh, okay. That I specifically have to judge those that I love.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I have to quote unquote destroy those I love.
Okay, very cool.
The judgment has to be on all. I cannot show favoritism.
Mm-hmm. Why are you tempted to give in to what the darkness demands?
Because I made a pact. I made a pact with this power to bring my people back to their ways, to bring them to a truer, more wholesome, more fulfilling life in service of the gods that I believed in. And the fact that I was betrayed and sacrificed as part of that doesn't change the fact that I've sworn to it.
So who are you working for? Is it the gods or the people? Or is it both?
Effectively, what we were trying to do is we were trying to throw off English colonialism and Wales. Given that we've been colonized for 1,000 years now, we were trying to return people to the less Christian way of things that were there beforehand. I served the gods, but I also served the people. My instinct at the time was that I was doing this for the people rather than actually necessarily the gods, but I'm now directly in service of a god as well.
So it sounds like that could be a narratively fruitful breaking point. Like putting those two at odds, the people and the gods.
I agree. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so then you gain powers of darkness when? Because every playbook has their own things there. When you feel judgmental or guilty, when you overreact to protect someone, when you ask someone to trust you, and when you ask someone to make you a promise, and that is something that everybody shares, the embody condition that affects you. Cool. And that is all we have to. No, it's not all we have to select for now.
I need to do the moves, but I need some time to think about that. So
okay,
if you want to move on to the other people, I'll come back to
that. Just one thing, there is this choice between a ruin and a division. Do you already have an idea where you want to go with that?
Not yet, no. I need to have a quick look over the moves before I do so.
That is perfectly fine. Okay, so Shane, tell me about our shade.
I was just looking at old English names to figure out what my name is. I think my name is Lady Baptiste, which is a name that reminds me of the mortal life I once knew.
Oh, do you already know how?
How I died?
No, how it reminds me of her. Reminds you of her.
That was my name when I was immortal. My origin is that I was a famous medium who lost my body in a terrible accident. I think that I prophesied the Great Fire of London in 1666 and was trying to, warn people. Well, I say that I was trying to warn people to save, the city before it burned, but people ignored me and I tragically died in the fire I failed to present. My enemies sometimes say that I was actually trying to profit off the prophecy of the fire, but it's not really true. My look... So I'm going to take a vaporous body contained by a suit. and the smell of books and dark wood. I quite like that. And I think that the vaporous body, like, I think this is imagining something like a radiation suit that's full of vapor, but I think what she actually looks like since her death is just this like there's this sort of cape or cloak, quite finely made, maybe crushed velvet or something like that, with bejeweled, very beautiful, that just sort of hovers at shoulder height as if a person was wearing it. And there's this sort of vaporous form that's constantly sort of rippling and evaporating underneath the cloak.
Very cool.
And I do speak to Death. Death appears to me in reflective surfaces and looks like I did before my death, which I think is pretty cool.
So just quickly, you also have the smell of books and dark wood.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
I've never really understood why I smell like that, but that's just how it is.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah, Powers of Darkness, I don't know. They all sound good. I think she's quite dark. Like, I think I might be on the sort of ruined speedrun version of this game. So necromancy seems like maybe shadow magic. I don't quite know I don't know what necromancy is either. That's okay.
I was just about to ask you if you already have an idea what that means here.
I think shadow magic to me implies like doing things with shadow, shooting shadows, manipulating shadows, like maybe telekinesis that looks like shadows, that sort of thing. And necromancy, I mean, I know that that's like death magic in Dungeons and Dragons, but I don't really know. Raising zombies, maybe?
Sure.
I'll think some more about. I just think it's cool to be a necromancer, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Interested to see where you're going with that. What does the darkness demand of you?
Yeah. The pick lists are also good. I think to fall in love with the Destroyer of Worlds sounds pretty good.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, breaking the veil between the living and the dead. I mean, might as well go big with these things, right?
Okay, so that of course prompts the question who the Destroyer of Worlds is.
Well, I think I don't think I know that yet. I think we might be playing to find out. Maybe it's self-love.
Yep, absolutely. Let's play to find out. Why are you tempted to give into what the darkness demands?
Yeah, I think maybe, it's been like 400 years since she died. She's just, there's a lot of ennui. She's getting bored with this mortal world.
That I love that. It's just like destroy the world out of pure boredom.
Yeah,
that kind of gives me like bored billionaire energy.
Maybe.
Just have seen everything, can do anything. So over
exactly. It. Yeah.
Okay. Do you already have an idea about your moves?
Hang on. Yeah. Well, I wanted to ask the other players. There's a move that sounds cool to me, but I just want to make sure other people would find this fun as well, which is when another PC is grasping keys, which is the move for like, finding clues. Ask if they desire your expertise. If they do, work together to describe how you correct their method or line of reasoning. They roll as normal, but in addition, they get various benefits or different things happen. Please tell me if you think it would be annoying if every time you look for a clue, I say, actually, what I think you should do is. I think that could be fun, but I can also fully see how that could be really frustrating.
I think that would be really funny. I mean, it could be genuinely helpful, and also it could be a fun roleplay thing of like being very like, you know, overbearing with trying to help with your superior reasoning skills.
I
Yeah.
agree. I think it's a good. It leads to a good point of conflict within the team potentially, while being useful at the same time. So I'm all for it.
All right, that's good. And if you ever ignore me, I get a darkness token for that. So it just works on all levels. So I think then I have to choose either a ruin or a division move, and I'm
Exactly.
not quite sure which of those I'm going to take.
Okay.
I
That's
think-
okay. Have a think. You find the division moves in the division move tab, and then you just can. I mean, they're not. You can just copy paste them over, I guess. Although the way. Anyway, I'm talking too much. Yeah, have a think about that. Sina, are you any closer to finding the playbook of your heart?
So it always feels so weird when you've been suggested one thing and then you say, well, even though I've never played this, I want to play something more complex or whatever. So I'm just going to say I am torn between two. But if you say they are all like listed in the order of complexity, I guess, yeah. Anyway, let me just...
You should absolutely play what your heart tells you to play.
Back to the beginning, I'm torn between the Found and what's the name of it? The Untethered. Given that the Untethered is way further down the line, I'm feeling more towards...
That's okay. Yeah, well then go with the Untethered then. Do you want to talk it out, or have you basically made your decision?
No, I mean, yeah, I'm feeling more toward... I was leaning more toward the Found because it's
okay.
on the list, and you said that it was like...
So the original list, sorry, I didn't mention that the original list is the Summoned, the Surged, the Found, the Shade, the Last, the Fallen, and the Hungry. These are the playbooks from the core book, and they are ordered in complexity. And then the other three, the Betrayed, the Untethered, and the Chained, are from the expansion Doomsday Delights. And I don't know if they are ordered by complexity. I don't think so, actually. So again, just go with what feels the most attractive to you.
I'm going to go with the Found.
Yeah, sure. Then I can just hide all the other playbooks, and that makes our keeper much more übersichtlich. And then in a minute, when I've done all that, we can talk about the Found.
Now I'm struggling to find the translation too, and my brain is stuck on it.
Übersichtlich, it's
I don't like it. Manageable, easy to...
Yeah, manageable. Yeah, that's a good translation. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's looking much better. Okay. So now, as you've noticed from when the others were doing it, we have a few pick lists that we can just pick and get inspired from. And by we, of course, I mean you. And yeah, maybe I'll just read this introductory text. The memories of others help me hide from my own past. I embody the dreams and cruelty of the apocalypse. My power is inquisitive, emotional, and strange. My heart yearns to know and be known. That is the Found. What's your name?
It has a drop-down list as well. And
yeah, that's what I meant.
On a name I need to decide one day, because that feels very apt.
Oh, cool.
Terrible trouble finding names at any point in time. So,
do people just like address you by you, or?
Good question.
We can also get back to that later. Don't have to decide that right now. But maybe we already have an idea of the Found's pronouns.
Yeah, they, them.
Okay.
Easiest way.
Yeah.
Ooh, does it work? Yes. Okay. Yeah. So basically, I feel like I've not really looked at most of these, so I'm just gonna have to. I don't know. Either if you want to read them, or if you just want to give.
Yeah,
me
we can
more.
read them together. So we have
Yeah.
the origin would be the next one.
Mhm.
Well, actually, in the book, the next one is a look. But let's go in the order the character keeper has it. The origin is I was found in an ancient tomb and wear the face of a legend, or I was found in an abandoned facility that performed cruel experiments. I was found in an alien world and brought back against my will, or something else that describes how time forgot me and why I can't remember who I am. What does speak to you the most?
I think I like the abandoned facility most.
Yeah, let's take that then. And of course, as with always with my tables, you are absolutely free to change everything until it found its way into play the first time. It's all very fluid. And then we have 1, 2, 3 items on the look drop down. And there we have a monstrous body that inspired horror movies, a hypnotizing aura, the smell of incense and flowers, a terrifying mask that covers my beauty, an ill-fitting costume, scars from a time I cannot remember, the coldest touch and warmest expression, and something that hints at my struggle to be human.
The ill-fitting costume, because I could imagine this person or this monster, like, because they have no memory, sort of trying on different costumes and different personas, but never quite feeling right in them.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be fun. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. That's cool. Do you want to pick any more look items, or is that good for now? Because you can choose 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I think I do really enjoy the idea of the coldest touch and warmest expression.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What does it say to you? This juxtaposition.
Well, I think because it says, okay, my powers are sort of emotional, inquisitive, and so on. That it might my expression might invite a sort of sharing that goes beyond what we normally do. But then the coldest touch sort of is an expression of the non-humanness of of this monster, or also of having themselves lost touch with whatever it is they are. So yeah, that was my immediate.
That's cool. So if I just to like mirror back what I understood from that is that people open up to you and really like to be your friend, but you don't really get that on an emotional level. Is that about what you were thinking?
Not getting it on an emotional level. I just meant more the fact that that there's something about that sort of intimacy that can be jarring. I'm sorry, this is so abstract and vague.
All good.
But I feel like
it will all solidify in play.
Yes.
All good. Don't sweat it. Do you want to look for a third one, or is that good?
No, I think I'm going to leave it at that for now.
Okay. So what has replaced most of your memories from before Division? The options are waking dreams that corrupt or undermine my reality, haunting shadows that mock me with distorted voices, sharp memories of someone from another time or place, a shivering sense of loss and a yawning abyss of nothingness, something else that reminds me I must make new memories if I hope to outrun the past.
The shivering sense of loss fits the best.
Yes.
Something who keeps trying on new costumes.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a nothing there, a void that you're trying to fill and outrun. I love it. What are your powers of darkness?
I have no clue what that means either. In the same.
Yeah.
In the same
All
way.
good. All good.
I think what would be cool would be power absorption, because it's a whole yawning abyss
Yeah, that makes sense.
that wants to be filled. So without knowing what that is, I'm just doing this vibes based, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And the other one, I'm not quite sure. I'm torn between telepathy and mind blast and creature affinity. Does anybody have experience and want to weigh in?
I would just be wondering what your thoughts are. Maybe we can talk it out.
I think vibes is the fully correct way to decide.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, I'm thinking so telepathy and mind blast, I feel like is quite obvious for a character that is, about, seeing others, being inquisitive, wanting to know others, etc. But can also be easily corrupted into, trying to relate, etc. And creature affinity, well, I wonder whether this monster just has some, in a way, feels like it's actually easier to I don't know how you say this, engage with creatures of any kind, because there's not the gap between a creature that doesn't necessarily communicate any past, etc. Is smaller to bridge than another person who has a whole life of memories, etc.
And creature is such a lovely broad term. It can be anything from an ant to a human to another apocalypse level monster, to like something like Frankenstein's monster, like any being that is a creature that is created. I love that, like that you have this all-encompassing ability to communicate, if that is where you want to go with it.
Oh, that's making it easier, to be honest.
Sorry.
Yeah, do you know what? But I'm going to go with creature affinity. Just why not?
So what does the darkness demand of you?
I did read this briefly. Let me find it.
It's right under on the thing. It's in line 18. And the options are to meet my cruel maker, to destroy my friends before they destroy me, to empower the harbingers of the apocalypse, to create an army of mindless puppets, to open a permanent portal to a dark realm, to hurt those who care for me, or something else that would make me truly alone.
I think to meet my cruel maker is fantastic for somebody who's searching and doesn't know.
And was found in a warehouse. Yeah.
Yeah. And the other one, I think, I'm torn between the second and third, as in destroy my friends before they destroy me, and empower the harbingers of the apocalypse, because I think both would fit narratively. But I'm Captain Indecisive.
All good.
I'm going to go with Harbingers of the Apocalypse, just because it sounds more epic.
Yeah. Okay. And as I said, you can change it. You're not bound to whatever you come up with right now. Why are you tempted to give in to what the darkness demands?
My most obvious thought is the unbearable void at the bottom of my identity.
It wants to be filled.
Yes. I'm gonna go with that and refine it later.
Yeah, absolutely. And then for you too. So what you need to decide now. You have basically two decisions to make. One is you start with your playbook move. You can't hide your heart from me. Maybe we can read it together to get a sense of what it does, because I also forgot. You are sensitive to the surface thoughts and strongest feelings of those around you. When you deepen your senses, spend darkness tokens and roll. On an 8 to 10, you sense more under the surface. Ask 2 of the following questions. What do you wish would happen? What are you hiding? What are you truly afraid of? Who or what do you love above all else? How can I make you trust me? What don't you realize you know? Draw a line between a key and a facet of the mystery. Declare an irrevocable truth about the mystery. On an 11 plus, in this game, you can like over succeed. 11 plus is you put too much energy into it. You're just too monstrous. It's not the best result. The 11 plus, the 8 to 10 is the quote unquote best result. On 11 plus, their mind bleeds into yours. Choose one above, and they will choose one to ask you as well. The keeper tells you how their heart is corrupted by your power. Gain 1 bond with them. And on a fail, the darkness within you takes hold and will break the mind and heart of who you were connecting to. The keeper tells you what price you must pay to save them from the worst of your power. So it's about reading minds is your baseline move, and you can come on too strong and either destroy them or corrupt them and gain a bond with them. That is the one that you have by default. And now you can choose one of the other playbook moves, the pink ones below. You can't hide your heart from me, but I will let you read them by yourself. And once you've done that, you can also you have a like the bigger decision to make is whether you want a ruin move or a division move. And the idea behind that is that the ruin move is, so you will have this this feedback that will become quicker and quicker the more ruin you take. Ruin is like how close you become to becoming a monster, and the more ruin you have, the easier it will be to get more ruin. And at the end of that road is you being a monster and destroying the world, and everybody needing to take care of you. And taking a ruin move is a big step on that ladder. So if you take a ruin move as your starter move, this is the direction that you're going into. And the other choice in that binary would be to take a division move, which is a move that allows you to bring the resources of the organization you're working for to bear, which puts you more into a company person route, and staves off your ruin for a bit longer, and gives you more like institutional powers, let's say. And then there are, again, lists of things you would need to read through, or the way I do it with these types of games, because I can't be bothered to read a million moves when I just come in, just roll a dice. Because that also totally works. You won't end up with a combination that is like insane and is not playable. But I'll leave that to you, and we'll come back to Gerwin. Have you made a decision on your moves, or do you want to?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
So for my second playbook move, I'm taking Eye for an Eye. You assign a vengeance. You're enslaved and empowered through eternal punishment. When you unleash the dark by acting out on behalf of vengeance, you can choose one from below, even on a miss. One of the infect them with an inescapable guilt and horror of their trespasses. Clear their soul of all trespasses, binding it to your own, or declare a just punishment for the trespasses of their soul. It will come to pass by the end of the mystery, in one way or another. And I actually see that as effectively as a gift of prophecy. So actually speaking a prophecy that of a future punishment that will come and basically hanging over their head. I think that I really like the imagery and the thematics of that. And
so it's like the deferred punishment.
It's basically yes. You are going to be punished. You are going to be punishmented, but you are going to be punished. Basically, you cast a judgment on them, and that's a punishment that will hang like a sort of Damocles over them.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow fate will find a way to make that happen.
Mm-hmm. So that sounds like this first thing, right? This infect them with inescapable guilt and horror for their trespasses, like where they just keep looking over their shoulder, waiting for the other shoe to drop. And then in addition to that, you have 2 more things you can pick from.
Well, it is, but you could tell them that the business that they have worked so hard to save will be consumed by flame, and nothing will be left. And oh, look at that! Something's happened, and the stock price has crashed, and they're now bankrupt, and things like that. And actually, there's a specific the specific thing in Celtic, Welsh, and Irish stories of people speaking prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
And basically being uncontrolled by it, and the fate actually and doom speaking through the person rather than the actual person being controlled of what they're saying. And I very much see it in that case. You're basically speaking not so much a prediction, but it's a curse that you're actually laying on someone that this doom will follow them into the future and hit them.
Mm-hmm.
As a second move, I think I'm going to take division move, which is a partially cursed weapon.
Mm-hmm. So what does that do?
So, 1 second.
There we are.
Partially cursed weapon. Division has a collection of cursed artifacts. On a previous mission, your soul bonded with a partially cursed weapon. Partially isn't all that bad, right? When you take this move, answer at least one of the following questions.
That's the questions here to the left. What kind of weapon is this, and what memories does it hold? How does the partial curse manifest, or what does the weapon long for?
I think I actually picked up a sword, and the sword itself longs to drink the blood of the innocent.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, what memories does it hold?
We during World War II, I was sent to track down members of the British Union of Fascists that were attempting to summon an earthly being to basically destroy Britain. And the team that I went with were slain by this weapon. I actually retrieved this weapon off one of our enemies, Harbinger, and the souls of my former teammates, at least one of the monsters that went with me, is contained within the weapon, and I keep on getting visions from their life and from their dreams and memories.
Nice. Okay, cool. A sword that contains memories of fallen soldiers. Mm-hmm. Cool.
I think that's actually the curse of it, though. Yeah, you're cursed to relive and to dream the dreams and dream the memories of the people that are killed with it.
Mm-hmm. I'm wondering about your other move, this an eye for an eye, because I like what you say it does and what the text says it doesn't really mix up. Doesn't really.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if we want to maybe create a custom move for that. That does what you wanted to do. Because like this, I get what you're going for, like this speaking doom, and then the person is going down this road of of doom, and it will meet them eventually, and they're dreading that all the way, and that is a very cool and very thematically fitting move, I think, for the betrayed. I'm just not reading it from an eye for an eye.
Okay.
So
So
yeah,
how when it says declare a just punishment for the trespasses of their soul, it will come to pass by the end of the mystery in one way or another. How do you see that working out? Because I may have misinterpreted what it actually means in that case. And
oh,
How I interpreted it, just to
yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, no, yeah, you're right.
sorry,
No,
I just wanted to make sure that my understanding was.
yeah, I was more focused on the first half of it. No, yeah, absolutely, that works. Yep.
Okay.
Well, good thing we talked. Okay, good. And then you're done with your moves, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, Shane, are you a bit further along your path?
Yeah, I decided to take a ruin move called You Can't Escape the Truth, because I am a bit of a fortune teller, a psychic. My hard-earned knowledge can be used as a weapon, and you have learned how to sharpen the truth to its finest edge. You may at any time reveal a dark and terrible secret of an NPC, or a PC if invited. Choose, I can mark one ruin where I speak softly and the truth hurts, and they either give up something valuable in order to stay and fight or preserve their own safety by fleeing or surrendering.
Mhm.
Or I can mark two ruin where I speak in edges and cut mercilessly, and the choices they have are to accept my words and do as I wish for now, or offer me another truth at great cost to themselves.
Okay, cool. Peek in edges and cut mercilessly. They accept your words and do as you wish for now, or they offer you another truth at great cost to themselves. Okay. Cool. Your fortune teller. Okay. And then Sina, are you a bit further along? Sorry, what is your second allow me to offer theory. Yeah, you already picked one. Okay,
Yeah.
Sina, do you know what your moves are? Or do you want to keep that for later?
I do have. So in with excuse me, playbook moves. I have like two that I'm sort of veering between, as always, apparently. So I'm just gonna So the first one is you are not alone, which is when a PC is torn between. It's funny and must make a choice. You may reach out to them psychically and tell them why they shouldn't be afraid. Mark one condition and ask them, how do I help you believe in yourself? They no longer have to make a choice and find a moment of clarity and calm. In addition, both of you gain one bond with each other, which I think is interesting in terms of trying to know another person, etc. And the other one would be a man of 1,000 faces. You have learned how to reflect the thoughts of memories of others to help them see who they wish to see. When you allow your form to fluctuate and take on the face of another, spend darkness tokens and roll.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I think both would fit, but I don't know if anybody is interested in one over the other in terms of roleplay.
I think the decision here is if you want to be more inward looking towards your team, which would be the You're Not Alone one, or do you want to be more outward looking into the world, which is the Man of 1,000 Faces one? Because the You Are Not Alone is helpful in a very specific moment. The Storm Between is a basic move, which is basically when a monster is torn between their monster's nature and their human heart, or tempted by what the darkness demands. And then they have to decide which one to go with. And they either mark then one ruin or lose all darkness tokens, depending on what they choose. And they can spend a bond with someone to be helped And this move plays on that. So you're a good counselor if you take this one. And able to help your fellow monsters. And the other one is more like a classical move, so to speak, like more outward looking, more cool shit you can do, taking other people's faces and forms.
I'm going to go with 1,000 faces. It just fits with all of the other stuff we talked about before.
Okay. Cool. And I get that reading all the rune moves and all the division moves is quite a lot, so I won't harp on that. You can make the decision at some later point. For now, we've been at it for close to 90 minutes. Well, yeah, and maybe that's a good time to have a little break. And when we come back, we will finish the characters by discussing our bonds with one another. And then we will do a little bit of world building and maybe play a short scene, and then we're done for the day. Okay, so since we've had a quite long session for the break, how do you feel about 15 minutes? Too much? Too little? Just right?
Good for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, good for me as well.
Okay, then we'll meet back at the 22. Sweet. See you then.
I just hold my thumb up and realize you guys can't see it.
So welcome back, everybody. Now we put the finishing touches to our characters, and let's start with maybe the most experienced player first. That is Shane. Lady Baptiste, you have bonds. It's good that we have 3 players, so you have 1 bond with each. What do you think? Who was there when you died? And who do you love? Who can't accept it?
So this is what I'm thinking. I think that I'm older than anyone. Like, my character is way, like, hundreds of years older than anyone else. So who was there when I died? I mean, Nia, I think, also has died. So maybe it's some, like, out of time, out of, like, life itself. We encountered each other in the realm of death kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
How does that sound, Gowan?
Yes, I agree. Can I offer another way we could potentially go with that?
Sure.
The cursed blade that I has the memories of the people that were killed by it. So how about the actual the omen that went on the mission with me that was killed by the blade? Was that, and I have those memories. I keep on getting those memories and memories of time together with the previous holder. Well, the previous person.
Yeah,
so the previous owner was there.
That.
That's cool.
You occasionally little bits of their mannerisms come into it, and I get visions of you and their time together, and keep on mistaking them for something that we've done, or
yeah. That sounds cool. But just before we settle on that, I just want to check in with Sina as well, because my other one is I love you, but I can't accept it. Would you be okay if taking that one with me?
Sure, that sounds like it could be very fun. Fertile ground.
All right. So I have a question for each of you. So for Gowan or Nia, you were there when I died, or sort of indirectly. How did witnessing my death transform our relationship?
How exactly did you die?
In the Great Fire of London.
Okay. So, what were you doing during the Great Fire that actually led to your death?
Well, this is like contentious, right? So Lady Baptiste tells anyone close enough to answer this question to that she was trying to prevent the fire by like warning people because she'd, had a vision, she had a prophecy, she knew it was going to happen. But I don't know if that's really true. I think that some people might claim that she was actually just trying to profit off this vision in some way, that she wasn't really trying to prevent the fire. Maybe she was involved in causing the fire. Maybe that's a bit too dark for the game, but there's some contention about what exactly she was doing.
Okay. I think I've grown a little bit distant from you, and I can't actually. I can't always trust what you say.
That seems extremely reasonable.
I think we have. I've seen you for who you are, and I have a better understanding of you. But there are going to be times where I have to ask: do you actually mean that? Is that actually the truth?
Yeah, excellent. All right, and then my question for the Found: does your character have a name?
Not yet, although I had some thoughts in the meantime. But yeah, for now, no.
But the Found sounds really lovely as a like a placeholder name. Like it's so evocative. They were found.
Yeah.
So my question is, I love you, but I can't accept it. Why do you allow me to remain ignorant?
I think it's the answer is twofold. One is that while I know, one is that I know because I'm so, I don't know, in tune with what other people are feeling or thinking. But I think the one part is that I feel like I may use this to my advantage at some point when it is opportune. And the other is more personal, that since I don't really know myself, I don't really know how to respond to that sort of urge, not that feeling on an emotional level myself. And I feel sort of awkward about it, and so I don't address it for now.
Fair. Excellent.
It's very cool. And just as a note, not from the GM to the players, but from one player to the others, I don't think that you having burned down London is too dark for this game.
Well, I'm not saying that she did, but some might say that about her.
Let's get on with Nia. And your bonds are: you were there when I was still reeling from my betrayal. What oath did we swear to each other? And you've betrayed my trust again and again. Why do we still love each other? So we have repeated betrayal and somebody who was there when the big one happened. What do you think? Who's who?
Tina, when was your found again?
I haven't decided that yet, but I do feel like the question was more about right when you were still reeling from the betrayal, and I had another thought in terms of not a bond, but just a narrative thing that maybe you actually named me or gave me a nickname because I didn't have one myself. So I feel like I could have also, come into your life at a time when you were still, reeling from the betrayal or something like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but yeah, okay. So I would like to offer that one to you, Shane. With the second one, I think that actually plays quite well into what we've already established with me not necessarily trusting what you have to say, and I think it was at least partially down to seeing how you died and how the stories didn't match up that led to the first breakdown that we have. Would you be okay with me, my character, love. You can't see the bunny ears when I'm doing it with my fingers. It's a big downside of animes. Would you be okay with my character loving your character in that way and being drawn to them? Because I think that actually sets up a really nice quote unquote love triangle
Yeah.
in the group.
Yeah, that sounds awkward and great.
So yeah, what sort of nickname did you foresee me actually giving you?
So I was just searching for some names that could either mean change or the unknown or something like that, right? And then I found one that is purportedly of Welsh origin. However, with the caveat that I saw different types of meanings described in different sources, and it was something I don't know exactly how it's pronounced. I think Ridian, maybe.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
Maybe Ridian or something like that, or
Ridian.
or yeah, I mean, I can just write it in the chat. And yeah, I saw that it's described definitely as Welsh origin, and it has different meanings. One of them being unknown or secret, which would fit quite well. And because your character, has the
I'm absolutely fine with that. Yeah. Yes, that works for me.
Unless you go like, no, that's not what it means at all.
No. Even if I don't actually speak Welsh.
Right.
The part of Wales I'm from is known as Little England beyond Wales amongst the Welsh. So it's predominantly English speaking, unfortunately. So I never really was. Again, colonialism. I was never really introduced properly to my own language, and it wasn't really taught properly in the schools. So yeah, it's something that I've tried to fix over the years, but I just never really have the time. Especially living in England, you can't find Welsh courses anywhere.
Understandable. Yeah, so that was the name.
Yeah, no, that I'm fine. I am absolutely fine with that.
Sounds good. But there are always these secondary questions with the relationship to Lady Baptiste. There's a question: why do you still love each other when she has betrayed your trust again and again and again?
At some point, I'm going to have to judge her, and at some point, the darkness within me is going to force me to pass judgment on her, and I think I can save her.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's one soul there that I can actually save, and I have complicated emotions regarding that, and I don't quite know where we're going to go yet, and I think that's going to be more a find out in play more than anything else.
And then let's go to the questions between you and Ridian. You were there when I was still reading from my betrayal, so I would be interested in what that looked like. And then, what oath did you swear to one another?
I think I needed some meaning in my life at that time. I really wasn't in a good place, and I had just lost my family and lost my people. So I think I promised Ridian that I would help them find theirs, find out whose there was, and actually reunite them with their people.
That's beautiful. And Ridian, what oath did you, or oaths? No, it's just one. Did you swear to Nia? Like there's this reciprocity in there.
Whoops. I think, given that I was just found and Nia like literally named me and all of that, I think I feel a strong bond and sort of almost obligation to them. I don't actually know. Is it a they? I've not looked up. And I think, oh no, to her. And yeah, I think I swore that I would try my best to be her sort of found family.
I think Nia would probably see you as a daughter. What's the pronouns of your found?
They them. So just
Okay.
a child.
I think they see them as their sorter, or they're done.
Yeah.
I think Nia very basically sees them as their offspring or their child, and as a child that needs protecting. And I think there's more that relationship there. If you're okay with that, Sina.
Totally.
Very nice.
So feels very motherly towards them.
Mm-hmm. So, and then we go to Iridian, and Iridian's questions are: you there when I was found? Do you pity or admire me? And you love me, but I don't understand love. Why won't you give up on me? That fits so nicely with what we've already established, but let's go over it one more time. Maybe there's surprises in here.
Divine providence. Yeah, I guess it's pretty obvious who I would offer which one to. I guess we could just start with Nia. I've forgotten the question. So you were there when I was found, and what was the next part?
Do you pity or admire me? You can also just mouse over them.
Where do I find them? I feel
it's
like
in line 23 and 24 in your character sheet. Column M to U.
There they are. Okay. Thank you. No, wait. Am I in the wrong? Oh, no, yes, I'm in the wrong one. Excuse me.
All good.
Oh, finally. Right. Okay. So, yeah, do you pity or admire me? Yeah.
I kind of pity you in a way. Sorry, which one are we? Oh yes, I pity you in a way. You don't know your people. You don't know where you're from. You're alone in the world, and that goes precisely why I'm trying to be a mother figure for you, or at least be motherly towards you. Is because you're on your own. You don't have anyone else to go to. And so there's a little bit of pity there. But like I say, there's also that motherly concern.
Fantastic.
It's beautiful. And the other one is: why won't Lady Baptiste give up on them?
So, I mean, I think I don't like... Lady Baptiste isn't aware that she's in love with Ridian. So, I guess Death has just told me that I'm not allowed to give up on you. I don't really understand what it is that Death has in mind. Death maybe is acting as a matchmaker, or maybe has some more sinister intentions. But yeah, that's it. Just Death commands.
Cool that also puts Death as a personified entity into play a bit, like a Lady Death type character. I like that.
Yeah, one of my playbook moves is all about communicating directly with Death.
Cool. Cool. Then we've got our characters. One of them looked a bit weird. Why? Okay. Sorry, just had to fix a little bit in one of the character sheets. Okay, and now the next step in the script that the book provides is build division together. Just establish enough to start a session with. You can learn more about division as you play the game. Ask any of the following questions or make up your own. Make sure that each player takes a turn creating an aspect of division. We will do that now. And maybe just to have somewhere to write that down, I will create another tab that I call World Building, where all these kinds of notes go in. And the first section is
Question.
division. Okay, so what, like, I guess the first question that I present to the table is, what do we imagine division to look like as an organization in general, and like how much do we want them to be part of our character story? Like, are they this overwhelming bureaucratic monster that just sends you somewhere and they're bidding, or are they more very in the background? How would you like to be positioned toward division? Like, also think of how much agency you want to have, how much independence from them, but also how much support. In very general terms, of course.
I quite like the idea of agency being there in the background. Basically, they have individual cells or safe houses for monsters, and basically we only interact with people that come in there rather than having a large bureaucracy. So we have handlers who maintain this safe house and provide support for us, but we're not on a military base or in the grounds of a large building or something. It's much more. We're off in a. The best way I can think of it is something like a chantry for the Tremere in
Vampire.
In Vampire. So you basically have everyone has their own room in the chapter house, and then we have other resources that we can call on, but it's all very low scale and low things. Rather than troopcopters and armed guards everywhere and the like. They certainly may be there, but they're not necessarily visible to us. They're more there to contain us rather than, if we go wrong, rather than actually step in.
Oh yeah, that's an interesting aspect, right? Like, do they, like, how much do they support you, but also how much do they control you?
So, what are other people's thoughts? Would you prefer to be entry interviews, military style debriefings afterwards, or how would you like to see this addressed? Because I'm flexible either way, if I'm totally honest.
Quite happy with your suggestion. I think it makes for a bit more flexibility with I don't know, with just where we can go with the safe houses, etc. And
I'm thinking more like the Scooby Gang from Buffy, and
yeah, I like that idea.
I don't know the reference in particular, but I think I get what you're going at. I like it.
The main characters from the Buffy the Vampire Slayer TV show normally you had a witch, you had a werewolf, you had one that was the spirit of vengeance, but they're all within a local area, and they had a watcher, someone that was basically their contact with the wider organization.
Okay, so then from here on out, I think no. I will just go around the table and ask each of you one question, and you have the last word on that question. Although you're of course very welcome to work together. So, Sina, the question is, where is the vision located? Are there many branches or just this one? I think we just touched on the question of many branches or just this one, that we have these decentralized safe houses. But do they have one main headquarter? And if they do, where is it? What do you think?
I'm really torn between the two. Like, I love the idea that it is more of a decentralized structure of different cells that have sort of organized on how do you say this? Organized in a sort of organic way. But I also like the idea of this sort of mysterious headquarters that none of us have possibly even ever seen because so far removed from us. Far removed could be literal or figurative. And this is not answering a question. I'm sorry. I just really like both ideas.
Yeah, you're perfectly welcome to invite in the input from your fellow monsters.
So yeah, where do the other people or monsters lean to?
Do you want to go first, Shane?
I don't know. I don't really have a strong preference. I like the idea of a mysterious, distant headquarters. That sounds cool.
Yeah, I'm fine with that as well. So, where would you see that headquarters? What sort of thing is it, Sina?
I mean, we don't know is also a I think good answer to where is it located.
I like the idea that we don't know and that there's a bunch of rumors about it. That maybe in our free time we like to sort of theorize about,
I like that.
Conflicting rumors.
Little corkboard situation of trying to come up with logical ideas of where it might be.
Very cool. So, Shane, what about division is mundane?
Okay, so what is mundane about the organization that we work for that is staffed by monsters and has a mysterious headquarters with a secret location?
Exactly.
The first thing that comes to mind is just the paperwork, just that there's a tremendous amount of paperwork involved in everything that we do. Requisitioning, debriefing, leave requests, everything requires paperwork.
Okay, cool.
The horror.
What?
I just said, the horror.
That's where the horror comes in. And then Gerwin, what about the vision is strange?
Again, going back to what Shane said, what about this organization full of monsters and extraplanar entities and the ghosts and fae, and it's strange. I think in a lot of cases is how hands off it is. How they seem to a lot of time know things that hasn't necessarily happened yet.
Mhm.
I think they're very reliant on accurate prophecies, and that's one of the reasons that a lot of the agents get a little bit more flexibility, because they have a very good understanding of
What's going to happen?
what's going to
anyway?
happen already.
Yeah. Cool. That's really cool. So Sina, how are the monstrous agents like you treated differently than the human agents? How does this show in Division's structures?
Good question. The only thing I can think of currently is the paperwork. So maybe I think that maybe the paperwork, just including maybe our own sort of personnel files, are colored differently, and they include some kind of a diagram of physical properties that are that's supposed to like delineate what does this monster look like, and what does it take different forms, etc., which is not something that the humans even have.
Mhm.
And there's a large bunch of other columns in the paperwork that is involved in that we have to file in terms of sort of
I just need to answer the front door. I'll be right back.
Sure.
like supernatural happenings and use of power, and whether or not that was appropriate, etc. All that sort of stuff that doesn't happen with the humans.
So you are under more scrutiny. Mhm.
Because I was thinking of something else, but then it didn't really make sense with if it's so hands off. So I think that's where the strings come in.
Yeah, I like it. Shane, or rather Lady Baptiste, what is your favorite area of Division?
Favorite area of...
And no, I don't know any better than you do what area of Division means.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the petting zoo, where they keep the smaller, cuter, hopefully less destructive monsters.
Okay. How do you feel about them being herded into a petting zoo? I mean, it's a favorite, so you seem to like it, but
I don't consider myself a monster, so it doesn't bother me.
Okay. Petting zoo, where the less dangerous monsters are kept. Okay. It's interesting. Like this prison for the less than.
I don't think of it as a prison. It's more like orphanage. Which also has connotations, I guess. But
one person's orphanage and another person's prison.
Perhaps.
Say that there's one Division move that involves an orphanage that I was considering. I haven't considered yet.
And Gowan, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. What area is off limits even to you?
I think they have a collection of prophecies that only certain people are allowed to go into. So there is a library that we've been told in no uncertain terms that we cannot enter.
Mm-hmm. Okay, a collection of prophecies only certain people are allowed to go to. You are not included. Okay, cool. And then the next step is play out a day in Division. Stick to short vignettes or moments for each character. This helps the player take on their character and feel them out. Play any NPCs. It's me. I'm playing any NPCs, any personnel who works for Division, Remember that there are very few monsters. Most of the personnel will be human or human passing. When you're ready, have them gather in one space and interact with each other. Here are some prompts you can ask as a keeper. Okay, I will do that. And I will just keep going around the table. Rydian, what's the first thing you do when you wake up there in the chapter house?
I think the first thing I do is go to my vast collection of different outfits or costumes, as we established, and decide which one I would like to put on today. Sometimes it might be that I'm really feeling out something and, staying within the same sort of parameters. And then every so often I'll also have this impulse to go, no, just get rid of that, do something completely different. I think today I'm opting for a sort of well, theoretically, I was going to say well tailored, but it's all ill fitting, right? So it's not tailored to me. A sort of a 3-piece suit situation with not really fitting, very beaten up dress shoes that were probably once really fancy, but they were hand me down. So
very nice. I'm curious. How is your wardrobe organized? Is it a drawer of shirts, a drawer of suits, or is it like several pre-collected but ill-fitting costumes on a wardrobe on a how do you say it in English, on a pole, like on hangers?
Oh,
like is there a day in the month or week where you go like, now I'm planning my outfit, or are you deciding every morning from your individual bits?
No, I think it's theoretically it's bits, but they are sort of probably categorized broadly within like what kind of fits together. But then within that frame, it's not just like here's one outfit, like like your Halloween costume, but it's more like here's the sort of, the dandy, here's the psychic sort of, and here's the, I don't know, new age, new ages, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Today is Dandy Tuesday.
Here's sort of street music, street urchin, busker, and all of that sort of, yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. Lady Baptiste, what is a mundane ritual that you look forward to?
I don't know how mundane it is, but Lady Baptiste still likes to use the tarot cards that she still keeps from the 1600s. So each morning she likes to draw a card to see what she can expect today.
Are they like magical cards, or are they just?
I mean, anything in Lady Baptiste's hands is at least a little bit magical, but the cards themselves are just cards.
Okay.
Death might intervene occasionally to make sure that the card is particularly relevant to what she can expect, but they are, basically just pieces of paper with complicated symbols on them.
Nia, why are you still recovering from the last investigation?
I think in the last investigation, I let go entirely and took on my monstrous form, and I think I was badly injured as a result of that. And my body is taking time to re-knit itself back together. So my body still has. My body is not a human corpse at the moment, but currently has parts of dog-like features that it just hasn't faded.
Someone important wants to speak to you, Rydian. What do you think it's about?
I think it may be down to my incredible, how do you say that? Goodness, I'm having trouble finding the words. My sloppy handling of the last paperwork that I had to file, which seems to be a repeating issue.
Oh, interesting. So, how does that work? Is there a person who is like kind of always a bit on your like a on sort of office manager, like who always is like who you hand your paperwork into, and then they kind of tell you, yeah, you need to change this and that, and then I can accept it. And maybe it's just been a bit too much.
I think it might not be. I think, yeah, I mean, we established there's a shit ton of paperwork. I don't think they are necessarily in house, and I think they are really annoyed by the fact that they keep having to come back to me. They are like, I'm busy with other stuff. Why the hell do you make my life and my work so hard? And I just, I feel like this is an incredible waste of anybody's time. So I kind of just try to get by with the least amount of work possible, and apparently it's still not enough, right? It's I don't it's not up to muster, or whatever you call it.
Yeah. Okay, very cool. So I'm just gonna put in an NPC here. I just came up with the first name that went to my head, and that's Chainsmoker Bill. And they are somewhere in the mysterious main office, and they are the custodian of records. How do you write that? Custodian? Yen? Jan? A with an A of records. And they have scheduled a meeting with you, where it's not, where you don't really, where taking part in that meeting is not really optional. And what do you think? Like, do you dread that meeting, or is that like, how do you look forward to that? What's your approach?
I dread it so much as resent it. Resent being, ordered here to like be lectured.
Yeah, and it turns out, looking at the clock, I don't want to like play the entire scene and just quickly narrate it as a vignette. So you log in at the assigned time, and Chainsmoker Bill comes on precisely at the right moment, like on the like as the second counter turns 0, and turns out they are surprisingly helpful. They don't chew you out or anything, but they lead you through your paperwork. And there's that one thing that you did like they keep doing wrong, and you weren't even aware that you were doing it wrong, because and they're like, yeah, I get it. It's we're working with century-old bylaws here. Listen, I didn't make it up, but we do need it to be very, very accurate, because the fate of the world is at hand here, very literally. So I need you to be more careful, and don't hesitate to call me if you don't know how to fill in something. Don't just go with what you think. It's really, really important. And then they like lead you through it very, very patiently, give you time to make your notes, and also go like, and if you'd like, I can also have our conversation retroactively recorded and send it to you, so you can just review it whenever you need and whenever you're unsure about that point.
I think I will sort of feign some kind of enthusiasm for that offer, and like, yeah, sure, that I'm sure that'll be helpful, even though I can't really imagine myself actually wanting to revisit this. But I'm also trying to be. I don't think. Yeah, I think the friendliness is doing something to soften me a little bit.
That's nice.
So.
Lady Baptiste, there is a human agent who's taken a liking to you. How do you spend time together?
Oh, we like to walk hand in hand through the petting zoo together.
Okay.
Not that I have hands exactly.
What?
Not that I have
hands.
Exactly.
What are their what are that human agent's feelings towards the petting zoo?
I think we all find it very cute. They're just baby monsters. We all accept that, the word monster can have negative connotations, but lots of our best friends are monsters. There's nothing bad about the monstrous. It can be really pleasant to stroke some furry tentacles, or just look at the thing with all the eyes. It's a nice time.
Okay. Do they have a name?
Probably. Hang on, I've got a name list open. Their name is Emilio.
Emilio. Okay.
I just had this vision then of the thing with all the eyes being called Emilio. So.
And the next question goes to Nia, of course. There's a monstrous agent who has been forcibly retired. Why are you asked to check in on them?
I think it's because I brought them into Division. I was there when they were. I was there when they were summoned. Well, sorry, I was there when they were summoned through the fairy mounds, and I helped them find a place in this world when they couldn't actually get back to their own.
Why were they forcibly retired? What do you think?
I think we've been given a reason, which is that their magic has started to fail. But I think we all agree secretly amongst ourselves it's a bullshit reason, because their magic seems just as strong, and Division don't want to tell us what's actually going on there.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. What's her name? What do you think?
Eve of the Black Wing.
Eve of the Black Wing. That's cool. Okay, nice. And the next question is for our found. Something broke down again. Why do they ask you to come in and fix it?
Oh, wow.
And incidentally, I guess what broke down?
That was so vague.
What could you fix, do you think?
I'm trying to think what would work for me. Good question. Oh, goodness. I'm sorry. I'm quite lost.
All good.
Just in this moment. I'm thinking.
No stress.
Okay, now this sounds a bit silly and vague, but I think I don't know how this is set up, but given that there are these, what are they called, psychics that work for Division, maybe there is something that is broken down in the communication pathways there, which sounds really weird. But I just want to establish that there's some kind of technical thing that, or maybe not technical, but just think in the communication lines here is disturbed, and that is sort of my jam.
So there are telepathical communications.
And
they rely on. And what makes you particularly qualified to repair them?
This is just the vibe situation of being very inquisitive and longing to understand and communicate with others, etc.
That's cool. Yeah. Yeah. So like you're just so stubborn in asking questions and wanting to understand it, and also you kind of have because of your telepathy maybe a way of just attuning to these infrastructures that you kind of tend to get to the right questions faster than others. And much of it is like because it's this psychotechnological machinery, like much of it is usually guesswork, and also depending on who looks at it. And for some reason you just gel with it really, really nicely, and you tend to be quicker than others. Does that sound
yeah, that's
good.
Yeah, I'm sorry if it's very vague, but yeah.
Okay. Then I wrote down we have telepathical communications that rely on psychotechnological infrastructure. And Ridian is very good at interacting with that. Okay, and the last question goes to Lady Baptiste. There is an agent in training. Why are you there to help out as a mentor?
Well, I mean, it doesn't seem like Lady Baptiste is at all suited to training someone, so I assume she's being punished for something. Too many civilian casualties on the last mission, so now she has to train the rookie.
Very cool. Like to ground her a bit.
Yeah, yes, exactly. She's teaching him about procedure because really she's the one who needs to learn procedure.
Yeah. And also to maybe like remind her that carelessness has real consequences, maybe not to her but to others.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, very cool. And with that, just take a second to think of a way to introduce the first mystery. Preferably picking on something that we just established. I think, yeah. Oh yeah, and of course, this section that we just went through was supposed to end with all you in one. I totally forgot about that. So
can I make a suggestion?
Absolutely.
I think we're giving Neve a retirement party.
Yeah, that's nice. Oh, it's Neve, not Eve. Okay.
Well, we can have it as Eve.
No, Neve is fine. I just misheard that. Okay. Yeah. So you give a retirement party, and what does that look like, Gerwin? Like, does she try to go with the official line and kind of hide her fairy magic, or is she giving them like the middle fingers and is putting on the full glamour?
I think she's putting on the full glamour, but I think this retirement party has been organised by division. and by the staff at Division who totally misread, the mortal staff who have totally misread the situation.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I imagine like fluorescent light, paper cups and paper plates, store-bought cake.
Yep, store-bought cake. Nothing. Basically, everything in this room that they've put on looks like it could have come from Costco.
And as you are coming there, probably like, I don't know, are you coming together or are you coming individually?
Well, we'd have to answer that as a group because I think I've popped round to Ridian to see if they want to come to the party, and I'm trying to get them to actually socialise with the others. So, so I'd be okay. I would like to have Ridian and Nia arrive at the same time, if that's okay.
Absolutely. If that's okay with them, of course.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Lady Baptiste is already there and sort of trying not to make it obvious that she's really hoping that Ridian will turn up soon. She's chattering to this agent in training who is, she has to drag around everywhere with her.
I was thinking that Ridian, I was going to say that to Nia as well. I feel like maybe Ridian is slightly late because of this whole other scene before that took them, further away from where this going away party is, and yeah.
I think I've misread that as well, as that you didn't want to go to the party, and I've gone looking. I think we've arrived to the party, didn't see you there, and I've gone looking for you to try and get you to go there.
Oh, sounds good.
We just try out a feature that Discord has that I've never tried but wanted to. Where is it? There we are. Did you just get some sort of invite to listen along to Spotify?
Yes, I did.
Okay. I have no idea what that looks like on your end. Maybe you can also, I don't know, influence what we're listening to. But I'm thinking as everybody is like settling in and it's like getting kind of boring, the light goes out. And where before that there was just a like rickety table, there's now a how do you call that? Like a catwalk, and with blue and purple lights, the whole joint turns into a ball house basically, and Neve is sitting up there in the judge's position and keeps calling people out, and she's calling out her friends, of course, and she's calling out. Just quickly have to 3 screens, but still too few screens to actually play. And she calls out, of course, Lady Baptiste first, and is like, "Lady Baptiste, come up on stage. What are you serving today?" And is inviting you to walk down the catwalk and just present yourself in your most monstrous you.
Oh, interesting. I think that Lady Baptiste is not, would normally not do this sort of thing, but I mean, Ridian is here, right? So maybe she will want to make an impression. So she appears as this like vaporous cloud, and I think she will sort of alter herself to her most like radiant, like the color of the vapor changes. I think it shifts from like a pale purple all the way into like this very deep, rich violet, and she's going to make herself the most vibrant purple imaginable as she gets up on stage. and the vapor is like evaporating really quickly, like almost like steaming off, streaming away into space. And her little cape is the shoulders are really like shimmying down the runway as she evaporates luminously. That's her presentation.
Beautiful. That's of course a 10 from all the judges. Nia, what are you serving today?
I'm there with my hood up, and I've still got my animalistic features. So I'm not back to the wonderful corpse in the picture that you see there. And I shy away from the light. Neve, don't do this. I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be seen like this. Turn off the fucking light.
The light goes out. There's like 10-second just like darkness, lights, and then like the before there was nothing. Now there are spotlights like showing to the crowd and giving it a like disco ball atmosphere. So Nia can just slink away without being the center of attention, and everybody else has like a 2-3 moment spot of just like dancing, enjoying themselves, and taking the hint. Of course, she then asks Rydian, are you comfortable getting on stage?
I think Rydian, having seen Nia's discomforts, trying to how do you say that? Like lighten the mood, and despite not really being super into this, will go and give their best tap dancing routine.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, and I think with that, I think we've reached a good spot to stop it for today. We've made our characters. We had a little vignette where we everybody had the chance to present themselves to the others, and we'll play our first mystery next time. Okay, so after game chat / lines and veils, what do you got on your chests, my little monsters?
I'm pretty much okay with things as they are at the moment. The lines and the veils. I was surprised there was no. Just as an aside, I was surprised there's nothing in there. Just the standard for SA. So I've added that in there.
Very good. Yeah, thank you.
But apart from that, I'm okay. I understand that this is a horror game, but I don't think I have anything I need to add at this point.
Good. Yeah, we'll go over the lines and veils next time, of course. Mm-hmm. Are there any other wishes you might have? Going forward.
I'd like to get a chance to interact with Neve at some point after the first mission. But,
absolutely.
Apart from that, I'm pretty good going forward myself. And anyone else?
I'm just excited to see the characters in action, really. It all seems cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here. I don't necessarily have any wishes because I feel like it was just a very nice setup currently. And I guess the only wish is for me to actually figure out my other move because as always I always feel slightly underprepared and also inexperienced. So yeah, so it just tends to feel like it's like, oh no, you need to now catch up somehow,
No,
but it's cool. Yeah, I guess given the fact that I am so indecisive, it would be nice if I could just sort of throw it to the group, the types of moves that I'm considering, and maybe hear from somebody who has experience what they think if there is time for that.
Absolutely, we will make time for that. Yeah, I gotta say, part of it is probably because I, like you, I'm not a native speaker, but also there are other books where I understand the moves more clearly than I do here. Like if you read them very slowly and with attention, they are clear, but they are sometimes very difficult to grasp upon first read. So I totally get why you can't make a decision right now. And that's perfectly fine. Also, it's a lot to read. Like these division moves are really long. Just a lot of text. And yeah, you can just get there in your own time. If you don't have them ready by next time, that is totally fine. You just need to have them ready the first time you want to use them, and that is absolutely up to you when that is. So no pressure at all. I was really, really happy with how the relationship questions formed this triangle between your characters, and how that really, really fit really hand in glove. I did not expect that to that degree that by the time we came to the third character, basically we didn't have anything more to establish because it all just already worked so well. And I'm really looking forward to that. I feel we have a very clear idea of who you are relationship-wise. And of course, that also gives me more concrete stuff to play off of. And also, I feel I have a quite good idea already who you are as characters. And that is also not always the case for me as like in the GM position, that after the session 0, I already know who I'm dealing with. I kind of have an idea who I'm dealing with, I think. Let's see if that's the right idea, of course. And of course, it can change. But I feel less, how do you say that in English? I feel less like flying blind than I usually do at this point in a quarterly. So I guess also thanks to you for just creating these very strong characters.
And thank you for facilitating this. Sorry, there was that awkward moment where I think all of us were trying to decide the other person was going to say something. But no, thank you. I've been looking forward to having a go at Apocalypse Keys for a long while now. And to actually have it running in the time zone, or time zone adjacent. I'm really looking forward to this. Thank you.
I mean, yeah, I wanted to say that earlier too, Goran. Make use of the Request Games channel. Like particularly if you have these really strong constraints where you can only play Saturdays in the morning, you can just ask people to run something for you and tell them when you've got time, and I'm sure somebody will.
Oh, I know, but I feel guilty. What I tend to do is I tend to end up running games in those slots myself. Because there are certain things I want to play, and
that's also an idea.
It's the trouble with the always GM. Your brain goes there. I want to play this game. I need to find a group for it.
Yeah.
But no, thank you. I'm really looking forward to this. I have to say, it's wonderful to actually be in a party of players where we're all they thems. It's one of the things that I noticed when I was looking over. I went, I can't think of a time when that's actually happened previously, and it's just a nice feeling, if I'm totally honest. But anyway, I'm babbling. Sorry, I will shut up.
Yeah. Sometimes for me too. I put games on and they fill with people where I'm like, I love them. I love playing with them, and that is just the best. When I go in and I know as a GM, I don't have to be nervous because I know these people, I trust these people, I like these people. There are no weirdos at my table, and I feel very blessed and privileged that is the case here. So I'm looking forward to 3 very, very interesting and fun and cool and heartfelt months, and a lot of more moments, I hope.
Everything feels very warm and welcoming at the moment, so that is very nice. Yeah. That's all, I guess. Also, can I just ask, I'm sorry, Celtic Knots, I feel like I've missed your name.
My real name is Gerwin.
Okay.
I tend to just say to people to call me G, but I live in England. People, even back in Wales, people couldn't pronounce my name. I've only ever met 3 other Gerwins, and one of those was a dog, so I don't think it really counts. So it's not a common name even back home. But it means true and truthful friend, which took me about 18 years to find out. But
That is wonderful.
But yeah, so just call me G and it'll be fine. You don't need to worry about pronouncing my name.
Okay. I will see. I will try to remember. Or
And my username is a bit of a play on words. You've got Celtic Knots, which is the knotwork, but I live in Nottingham, so I'm a Celt in Knots.
Oh, I didn't get that.
So yeah, I moved up here to work at Games Workshop's head office, and that was 20 odd years ago. So I've just been hanging around ever since.
That's how it works sometimes. Okay, you guys. If nobody else has anything, I wish you a lovely Saturday and next week.
Unfortunately, I've got to go pick up the mother-in-law now. So
Yes.
I will wish you all a wonderful day, and I will see everyone next week.
Yeah. See you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you.